What's going on, everybody? New Silver Stacker here, and thank you so much for tuning into a new video. Guys, it is time for another tips for new Silver Stacker video, or just tips for stackers in general. You don't have to be new. If you guys watched my last tip for new Silver Stacker video, you'll know that I emailed a bunch of other stackers and had them send me a list of their top tips for stackers. And we read them off and kind of talked more about it. Now this is exactly what we'll be doing again, except with different people. And I'll probably make a third one too, because there was a few people like Salivate Metal that I couldn't include in this video. So instead I'm putting them on another video, because I think some of these people need their own video, and I don't want the videos to be too long. I want you to be able to get all the information in a shorter amount of time. Anyways, I really love this because it gives you a variety of perspectives from different people. So if you haven't seen the first part, I'll link it in the comments. Please go check that out. That video turned out excellent. I loved everyone who gave their advice. It was awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. So we got 3 people today. We got Pistol Packing Pilot, Tom's Coins, and Silver Oceans. Now, Silver Oceans didn't submit a list. He submitted a video response, which is super cool. So I'll be editing that in once it's his turn. Okay, so number 1, first person, Pistol Packing Pilot. And he says, buy what you want and take YouTubers with a grain of salt. Everyone thinks they're experts. Truth be told, none of us are. Not even the super huge channels. We're all guessing, and we're no more qualified than you are. So if you can afford it and you're not going into debt, there's no wrong way to stack. 100% there is no wrong way to stack. As long as you're stacking, you're doing good. Take YouTubers with a grain of salt, of course, because there's a lot of YouTubers. There's a few big ones, and they give out slightly different advice. Now, what you need to do is you need to get like a variety of different advice and kind of see, what you lean towards more, and maybe do your own research. That, like I said, that's why I like doing this tips for new Silver Stacker video, because I get a variety of different perspectives. But always do your own research, and be careful with the advice you take. Okay, number 2, dollar cost averaging is more important than premiums on one single purchase. Yeah, dollar cost averaging is very important. For those of you who don't know what it is, let's say I bought silver this week and it's like at $30. Now I bought silver next week and it was at $20. No matter what the price is, I'm always buying, because in the end it's going to start to average out right in the middle. So if it's high, if it's low, I'm buying. And that's a good way to do it. You don't want to try and wait for the bottom, and you don't want to just buy at the high peaks. Just kind of buy, set a schedule for yourself with your budget, and buy when you can, and just let it average out. Number 3, diversify your precious metal portfolio. Gold is for long-term wealth preservation, silver has a very promising future with tons of potential, and platinum is super rare. Far more rare than gold, but also a bit more speculative. Yeah, diversifying is great. I'm not going to elaborate too much on this. I think he explained it pretty great. But yeah, I've been slowly diversifying. I have all my silver, then I have some gold now. I don't have any platinum. I'll probably have to get platinum next. Number 4, set realistic and achievable goals for yourself and stick to them. For example, 1/10 ounce gold per month, 10 ounces silver per month, etc. So yeah, I would write down your stacking goals. Why do you want to stack? Answer that. And how much can you afford with your budget? Can you afford 10 ounces? Can you afford 1/10 like he said? Just make sure you have a budget. Don't spend more than you should. And I just set a solid amount so that way you're consistently bringing in a good amount of silver. However much you can afford each month, just make sure you're buying it consistent. Okay, number 5, slow and steady wins the race. You're not competing with anybody. Stack at your own comfortable pace. Every 1 ounce of silver per month is better than none. Exactly, and that's what I like to tell people. Even if you can only afford 1 ounce of silver per month, do that. At the end of the year, you'll have 12 ounces. You'll have 12 ounces. That's much better than nothing, indeed. Yeah, you're not competing with anybody. Don't go around watching YouTubers and be like, oh shoot, I gotta hurry and buy some. Or if you have your own YouTube channel, if you just started one, don't be like, oh shoot, they have more silver than me, I need to go buy more. See, that's kind of how I was in the first couple months of stacking. But then I was like, no, this is dumb. I'm doing it at my own pace. You know, I still have under 100 ounces of silver, just a little bit over 50 or 60, I think. That's because I'm taking it at my own pace, and you know, it's just me. I'm the only one in this race, and I'm not racing anybody, basically. Slow and steady. All right, so the next one, actually, let's go ahead and cut in Silver Oceans. Silver Oceans is going to give us his tips, so let's cut to him right now.
What's up, you guys? It's Ocean here. Tips for new stackers. Number 1 is start with education. Learn about precious metals, seek out education, look up internet articles, watch YouTube videos, talk to the folks at your local coin shop and learn. Next is consider the reason you want to stack precious metals. Is it a savings account, a hedge against inflation? Are you stacking as a prep for economic collapse? Figure out why you're stacking, because this should drive your purchases. Different forms of precious metals serve different goals. I think this is a very concise 1, 2, 3 for new stackers. Stack white as the ocean.
All right, great tips from Silver Oceans. I really appreciate it. And by the way, everyone's links will be down below. But yeah, and also guys, if you have any tips that you think should be heard, put them in the comments down below, because I read all of them, and maybe I'll put them in the next video. Okay, next person up is Tom's Coins 2021. So Tom says, let's see, he says, always consider premiums. Low premium coins allow you to build a bigger stack quicker. Yeah, that's very true. You know, the more generics you buy, the more money you're going to end up saving, meaning the more silver you'll be able to buy in the long run. You know, if you buy a lot of like Libertads or Eagles, you're going to be getting less silver for your money. Now, I personally like going for higher premium stuff. I don't mind. I like Morgans. I don't really buy Eagles. I do buy Libertads sometimes, but I don't stack them sky high. You know, I try and sit with like Maple Leaves or Britannias, lowish premium stuff. That was a great tip. Okay, number 2, research the coins you want to buy so you know what they look like and how to ask to see what coins you want to see. Yeah, so that's perfect, because every time I go to or back when I used to go to the coin shop, I would just walk in and be like, I'm not sure what I want. Let's find some cool stuff. And then I'd end up buying like a bunch of random stuff. Another smart thing that you can do is you know, find out if you want more rounds, like just generic private rounds, or if you want coins, you know, like Maple Leaves or all the other coins. Me personally, I'm a big coin stacker. I love coins more than generics. I don't really stack generics. I have a couple, but not much. So kind of figure out what you like. Now that will come later on in your stacking journey. After you've been stacking for a few months, maybe 6 months, you'll start to learn exactly what you like. You know, like what type of styles, like what type of piece, what type of silver, like bars, coins, rounds, and like what countries, what price range. So just kind of experiment with that a little bit. Okay, number 3, decide on stacking versus collecting. So you will know the difference between stacking coins and collectible coins. Yeah, good point. So let's see here. We got a 1 ounce Canadian Maple Leaf and a $1 Morgan. Now these would be more of a collector type of deal. You can, I mean, you can stack all silver, but this is a very high premium stuff. This so this has like what, 0.7 ounces of silver? I'm not sure, but it definitely does not have an ounce. This has an ounce, but guess what? This is like $5 cheaper than this. So it's kind of, or actually probably more than that, depending on where you can get it. But yeah, so as time goes on and you start stacking, you'll start to realize if you're more of a stacker, more of a collector. I'd say all of us are stackers and collectors, but you want to find out which way you lean towards. Are you more of a stacker or are you more of a collector? I still haven't decided that, and I've been doing this for 6 months. Not too long, but I'm still deciding on that. I think I want to go more towards stacking low premium stuff, low premium coins, rather than buying a bunch of like Morgans. I mean, I'm definitely gonna buy Morgans, but you know what I mean. Like I'm not gonna buy graded coins. So I'm more of a stacker because I don't like the graded stuff. I don't like my silver to be super expensive, and I definitely don't like stuff that's not silver. Well, I take that back. There are some coins I love that aren't silver, but I don't really buy them. So anyways, you'll want to find out exactly how you do it. Yeah. Number 4, budgeting. so you avoid running out of cash and are forced into selling at the first cash shortage. Yeah, I feel like this shot was directed at me, Tom. Thanks. So as some of you guys know, I sold part of my stack. I was gonna sell more, but I ended up getting the money that I needed, so I didn't have to sell that much. But anyways, make sure you have enough cash on hand at all times. Keep cash. And don't buy silver if you have debt or no cash. I promise you that silver's not going to be yours for much longer. It's going to be gone and you're going to lose a lot of money. So get that debt paid off, get some cash for like 3 to 6 months of bills at least, and don't panic sell. So that's about it on that one. But yeah, oh, and budget. Always budget. Like say, okay, I'm going to spend $100 a week or $100 a month on silver and no more. Yeah. Okay, number 5, always have some emergency cash. It is important to have money if something happens that you need to spend cash on, car battery, or so on. Yeah, that's what we just talked about. Great tip. That's a huge tip. Number 6, buying everything in one day. Buy it over time instead. It's called dollar cost averaging. You will buy more when the price is low and less when the price goes up. See, that's what we were just talking about earlier. So buy over time. Let's say you got $500 for the week. You don't need to go buy it all at once. Instead, do $100 a day and go to the coin shop every day, or maybe 250 2 days. You just want to spread that out and dollar cost average. Sorry guys, sometimes I'm really bad at explaining stuff. Okay, the last thing I was going to do is just give a couple tips from me personally, some stuff that I've learned since the last video. And I think we've already said this tip like 3 times, but pay off all debt before stacking a lot of gold or silver. Now, if you do have debt and you don't have a big savings, but you still want to stack, well, maybe get like an ounce a week, right? Just get like an ounce a week or an ounce a month. Just do it small so that way you're starting to build your stack as you're paying off debt. But don't go buy 10 ounces, 20 ounces, 100 ounces when you've got debt. Stack slow until it's all paid off. And it's going to feel freeing once you have that paid off, because you won't have to worry about bills or your credit card bills or like loans. Instead, you can just focus on putting that monthly credit card payment into silver. Okay. Keep cash reserves. We talked about that. Buy a lot of one coin. Easier to sell if the time comes. Now, this tip is very specific to selling, which a lot of people don't plan on selling ever. But let's say like, okay, 20 years from now, I'm definitely going to sell my stack. Well, I'd want to stack a lot of one coin, like a maple leaf. I'd want to stack tubes, because when the time comes, I can just sell the whole tube, and I don't have to ship out a bunch of different random coins. It's just a lot easier to sell, but that's only if you're planning on selling within a certain amount of time. I don't exactly plan on selling, but I do have an emergency stack where I'm going to start buying all of the same coin, so that way when the time comes, I can sell them all a lot quicker because they're all the same. If that makes any sense, I hope that made sense. Store your silver safely. Get a safe. That's all I have to say on that. Get like a big safe. Don't get like a teeny safe, and hide that safe. Make sure it's too heavy to lift. But yeah, that one should be common sense, but I know some people don't do that because they're not worried, but trust me, it's better safe than sorry. Next up, test all your silver. Now, here's how I test my silver. First, I weigh it. Second, I do the magnet test with some rare earth magnets. I slide them down. And then the other thing I do is I do a ping test. So I've got this Sound Money ping tester that if you guys want one, it supports the channel. I get a little commission off of it. But the link will be down in the description, and you just put it in here. It's a super easy way to test your silver. I actually love this. I never ping it without this anymore, just because, I don't know, works perfect. Anyways, so always test your silver and you'll be good to go. Now comment down below what other tips you would add, and maybe I'll read them off, or no, I probably will. I'll read them off in the next video, and I'll mention your name in that video. Thank you guys so much. Let me know, maybe also let me know, if you don't have any tips, let me know what was your favorite tip. And everybody, thank you so much. Have a great day.